a car, sort of not arrested, but putting him in there anyway, until I assured them that there could be hell to pay if my dear doddering husband had a stroke or, heart attack or something like that. And this was not going to be very good.
Just a fascinating little addition. They put me in the backseat of the car, but they failed to turn off their television receiver information thing in the front of the car, and I could read it as it went.
And not only that, but the French journalists who were outraged at this kept filming. Yeah. But then that's another story, because we saw the final report from France where they were with us for hours and hours and hours. But they cut off their report at Sasha being not manacled.
No, but being locked up in
the
a car. That was the end of the thing. It was a shame because they carried out an interview finally about, it must have been about 10 or 12 and about midnight or so. Was that 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought you had a question. About midnight or so, they realized they found no scheduled drugs. They found nothing. They had contacted one person I happen to know who is involved with the DEA, and he told them, though you'll find lots of strange white solids, but you better be very careful because you can take a few thousand of them. You may find you're unable to identify anything because you've never seen them before. They've never been published. They're all new things. And they finally realized about 11 or 12 o'clock at night that was the right way. And there was this apology, which I'd never heard.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. In which they actually apologized for having come without a warrant and searched everything. This type of thing.
Right.
And not having found anything, there was nothing that they could pin it down on. So we said, fine, people make mistakes. And then the two French people were interviewing them up at the top of those little stairs for about 20 minutes. That would have been a fantastic addition to their program, but they chopped it off. Drugs are bad, and when I was in the police car, that was obviously the end of the story. And that film was never processed.
That they were really scared because they had come in without a
warrant.
warrant.
That's a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I saw 5 fingers go up.
That's 5. Right. What is the time?
I got a question.
Yeah, okay. Your question, right. Go ahead.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. This goes on forever.
As a member of the Bohemian Club, I've heard Secretary Powell is a member there, and I was wondering if you had a chance to socialize with him, get to know him any, and if you had an opinion on how he could cooperate with Bush.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, which I'm not going to elaborate a great deal about publicly, namely the Bohemian Club. Yes, I've been a member there now for almost 45 years. And you have to know what the club is. Yes, they have the, what's his name, that German guy with a fake accent.
Kissinger.
Kissinger. And you have Pauls, you have all these Schultzes and around. But the whole concept of the club is it is off the record. And this is just totally inappropriate. To use it as a source of political information or political influence is just not done. And for 2 weeks, the summer encampment, it is a clean, off-the-record, non-political, non-manipulative collection of people who happen to like good wine and good food.
They play music the whole time. Actually, that's what goes on there is music playing, live music, chamber music.
Pardon?
Did you ever bring them any treats from your lab?
I don't know of a way I can answer that question properly or ethically, so I think I'll bypass the question.
There was an article in Playboy a couple of months ago, a year ago, in which you were sort of down on Foxy becoming a street drug and down on marijuana in general. I'm wondering if you can either correct my misinterpretation or expand on it.
Well, the question is dealt with street drugs in general?
No,
marijuana. And marijuana. No, actually, Ann and I, neither one of us find much kick out of marijuana. We're not marijuana users. The one really exciting time, and it never really felt interesting enough to pursue again, was when we were watching the second hand on the clock in the kitchen. And both of us into the experience a little bit. And the second hand was going more and more slowly. And as we watched it, it occurred to both of us as we were watching it, we were both seeing it exactly the same. And it occurred to me, if you could bring it to a stop, what is your pulse when you're looking at a clock that's not running. I mean, this is a morbid extension of what's going on, and we were about ready to. I was about ready to cancel that whole little aspect of that experiment, but in front of my eyes, in front of Anne's eyes, just at an appropriate moment, an invisible screen came between us and the clock.
Well,
I know
not really invisible, but transparent.
You knew it was there, but you couldn't see it. You knew it was there. Something is coming between you and the clock. And that confirmed the idea we abort the experiment, which we did. And we went on to something else. But that's about the only real plus on a marijuana experience that I've ever had.
What about your compounds becoming more widely available on the street?
Which compounds?
Well, that article was about epoxy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
More generally, there's a few thousand of them.
Right? I'm very disturbed.